If you like Gary Oldman, you should definitely watch our picks for his best movies.
The new world, with all its power and might, steps forth to the rescue and the liberation of the old.
We hope you will enjoy the following ranking. Please let us know your favorite in the comments, and make sure to subscribe to never miss a good movie again.
Number 10. Darkest Hour.
Nothing inglorious in trying to shorten a war that we are clearly losing.
Losing! Europe is still...
Europe is lost.
Darkest Hour is a 2017 war drama film directed by Joe Wright and stars Gary Oldman, Kristen Scott Thomas, Lily James, Ben Mendelsohn, and Stephen Dillane. As the seemingly unstoppable Nazi powers advance, while the Allied armed force is captured on the shores of the Dunkirk Sea, the fate of Western Europe depends on the leadership of the new British Prime Minister, Winston Churchill. He will have to haggle with Hitler and save the British, or mobilize the state and fight incredible obstacles.
Appeased! Good God, given him mixed privileges before we learn! You cannot reason with a tiger when your head is in its mouth!
Number 9. Dracula.
Count Dracula. I am Dracula. And I bid you welcome, Mr. Harcourt, to my house.
Dracula is a 1992 Gothic horror film directed by Francis Ford Coppola and stars Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder, Anthony Hopkins, and Keanu Reeves. The legend lives in this masterwork of suspense and horror thrill. Dracula does not reinvent the famous title character, but rather goes back to the roots while rescuing the topic after decades of campy interpretations. Alongside iconic performances, this movie will go down your spine through Coppola's passionate direction that makes Dracula the monster we think of today as what it is.
We, Draculas, have a right to be proud. What devil or witch was ever so great as a dealer whose blood flows in these veins?
Number 8. Interstate 60.
You man enough to be in my book?
Oh, hell yes. Put me down in there, but I sometimes got a little problem, getting excited.
Interstate 60 is a road film written and directed by Bob Gale and stars James Marsden, Gary Oldman, Amy Smart, Christopher Lloyd, Chris Cooper, and Kurt Russell. The premise of this heartfelt tale is the famous Interstate 60, where paths cross and strangers become friends. As a series of multiple varying stories, Interstate 60, Episodes of the Road, follows an aspiring painter who learns valuable lessons from the different personas he encounters on his journey. Some incredible and breathtaking, others a complicated lesson to grow from.
Let me take care of that, baby.
Number 7. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
What's wrong? The dam's pretty much intact. It can probably start generating power for us within a week.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a science fiction action film directed by Matt Reeves and stars Andy Serkis, Jason Clarke, Gary Oldman, Kerry Russell, and Toby Kebbell. Following the epic predecessor that made this sci-fi premise original and modern again, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes starts off years later, after a flu has wiped out most humans on Earth. As the apes rise to power and live in intelligent colonies, their leader Caesar has to find a way to coexist with the rest of the humans.
Is that what you thought?
It's what we saw.
That's what we all saw.
Not a word of this sack at the colony. You understand me? Not a word until we can figure out what to do.
You gotta be kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. I don't want to create a panic.
Number 6. The Fifth Element.
Your time for revenge is at hand.
Voila, the ZF1.
The Fifth Element is a 1997 science fiction action film directed by Luc Besson and stars Bruce Willis, Gary Oldman, and Mia Jovovich. One of the most inspirable movie adventures of the 90s, The Fifth Element is the remarkable story of good versus bad, fighting until the death in the 23rd century. When a giant lava comet is heading toward Earth, the last hope is a confused girl, supposed to be the fifth element. This movie takes you on a weird journey that never takes itself too seriously.
One shot. And replay sends every following shot to the same location.
Number 5. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Are you going to kill me, Harry?
Expelliarmus!
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban is a 2004 fantasy film directed by Alfonso Cuarón and stars Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson, Robbie Coltrane, Michael Gambon, Gary Oldman, and Alan Rickman. As the installment that would shift the Harry Potter franchise into darker and deeper territories, Harry Potter 3 sees the title character hunted by a mysterious murderer who escaped prison and is now trying to kill him. But besides that, Harry must prove himself in the face of daily school obstacles and fight isolation again and again.
Finally, the flesh reflects the madness within. Well, you'd know all about the madness within, wouldn't you, Remus?
Number 4. True Romance.
Such a bad motherfucker. He don't got to worry about nothing. He just sit down, watch my motherfucking TV.
True Romance is a 1993 romantic crime film directed by Tony Scott and stars Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Michael Rappaport, Gary Oldman, Brad Pitt, and Christopher Walken. Written by Quentin Tarantino, True Romance is the wild action-adventure yet cynical comedy one thinks of when hearing his name. When comic book geek Clarence spends his birthday at a grindhouse triple feature, he meets a woman out of his league called Alabama, who later reveals to be a prostitute with mob connections. It is clear trouble is on the horizon.
I know I'm pretty, but I ain't as pretty as a couple of titties.
Number 3. JFK.
The guy couldn't do the shooting. Nobody could. And they sold this lemon to the American public.
JFK is a 1991 political thriller film directed by Oliver Stone and stars Kevin Costner, Kevin Bacon, Tommy Lee Jones, and Joe Pesci. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy shaped the world, and especially the U.S. One of the consequences was a whole industry revolving around conspiracy theories and explanations trying to uncover the secret behind the assassination. Years later, JFK tries to bring new card to the table and spot the whole story with a new light, attempting to uncover what really happened.
I really don't know what this situation is about. Nobody has told me anything except that I'm accused of murdering a policeman.
Number 2. Léon, the Professional.
Find out who did by tomorrow, noon.
Léon the Professional is a 1994 action thriller film written and directed by Luc Besson and starring Jean Reno, Gary Oldman, and Natalie Portman. Léon lives in New York and is a professional killer. One of his neighbors, Matilda, is a 12-year-old girl with family problems, one of which is that her father is a petty criminal. One day, a drug kingpin, Stansfield, kills her whole family because of a spat with her father. Matilda turns to Léon for help and revenge.
Yo! I found it!
Bingo!
Stanley found it.
I know.
There's cops outside. We better go.
It's the cops outside. We better go. You stay here.
Before we unveil movie number 1, here are a few honorable mentions.
When was the last time we fucked? I can't remember. Miss it? Yeah, if you want to.
I give him the usual pitch. Come to the West and we can give you a comfortable life. After questioning.
What did he say?
Schindler tells me you've written nothing.
But I have no time. And besides, all the servants that Schindler sends me are scoundrels.
You're impossible.
Perhaps.
Number 1. The Dark Knight Trilogy.
That's Brooke underneath. Gonna take ballistics off a shattered bullet?
Fingerprints.
The Dark Knight Trilogy is a superhero film series directed by Christopher Nolan and stars Christian Bale, Michael Caine, Gary Oldman, Heath Ledger, and Morgan Freeman. Without a doubt, one of the most important superhero trilogies out there. It also includes the most daring and loved superhero. The Dark Knight Trilogy is the rise of infamous title character Batman to become the Knight of Gotham, fighting for good in a troubled and corrupt city. Along the way, he is tested by his opponents to grow a true legend.
If I get him to you, can you get him to talk?
I'll get him to sing. We're going after the mob's life savings. Things will get ugly.
I knew the risk when I took this job, Lieutenant. How will you get him back anyway?
He does that.
Do you agree with our list? Please let us know in the comments. If you want to know more about a particular movie in this list, you can check out our links in the video description. And for more top 10 movie videos, be sure to subscribe to communiTV.